So, hi, April Gargiulo. Did I pronounce it correctly?
You did perfectly.
Oh, good. So, the founder
The
and creator.
hardest part is over.
Well, I'm so happy to have you with me, founder and creator of Vintner's Daughter, one of my favorite products that I use on a regular basis. And I've been thrilled with the results. And people always ask me, what is your favorite product? And it takes me a while to really kind of get on board with something because I have to feel it and use it and experience the benefits before I will recommend. So it passed all my personal tests, and it's really become one of organic's top favorites. So thank you for joining me on my conversations blog, because everybody is just dying to hear from you. I think that Vintner's Daughter is only carried in organics in Connecticut, as far as I know.
I think there's one other spot that's not a retail environment as much. It's more of like a spa.
Okay, so it's not readily found, and I've been really happy to introduce it to everyone and educate them on it. And anybody that's been using it just really has been thrilled with the results. So here we are. And for anybody that doesn't know you or know your story, I thought maybe we could start a little bit about what inspired you to create this
Sure.
beautiful product.
Yeah. So, I mean, my inspiration is really what you see in the background. I got to grow up in Napa Valley, surrounded by incredible, audacious women and men whose goal was to put Napa Valley on the map for the finest wines in the world. I mean, we accept that today, that it's a norm, but 60 years ago, it was not what anyone thought of as Napa Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order to do that, they had to commit themselves every day to following these old world techniques and craftsmanship, and just have such a deep commitment to quality and never cutting corners and never taking shortcuts. It really defined what I thought of as luxury and really kind of beauty. And that's this like very passionate pursuit of making the very finest of something, and you do whatever it takes, right? I was also somebody who I'd always struggled with my skin. I had cystic acne and discoloration, and then just all the stuff that comes along as you get older. And, was using what I thought were the best products. They were products that were expensive. They were written about often, all the things. And one day I started looking at the ingredients, and I just could not believe that this $300 bottle of cream I was using was 0.01% active ingredient. The rest was filler. That filler was very low quality and many times toxic to myself and the environment. And so coming from where I came from, that didn't match what my definition of luxury was, or still is today. Like luxury for me, like I said, is when you begin with the finest ingredients in the world, and you honor those raw materials with very thoughtful, very diligent, meticulous formulation practices, so that the sum and like the result is even greater than the sum of its parts, right?
Right.
And that was the genesis of Vintner's Daughter. Like, how do I create a true luxury skincare business dedicated to true beauty, craftsmanship, quality, not trying to create insecurity in somebody, and really trying to like celebrate skin. Like, how do I create a business founded on those same philosophical principles as the fine winemaking world that I came from?
That's a great background, because I did come from the luxury background in skincare and cosmetics. And when I started having children is when I started paying attention, like a lot of women do, about what they're putting on their skin. And I literally threw everything out in my bathroom. And that's a true story. Whether it was half used or not even used, I didn't care. So my definition of luxury really transformed into what your definition became. And I really think that's kind of the basis of why I wanted to offer a brand like yours in organics, because I wanted it to have those principles because of all the research that I've done. And that's why I think it fits perfectly with my mission. So tell me then, when you were inspired to do this, how did you go about like searching the ingredients, determining which ingredients?
Yeah. So it was,
in a nutshell.
well, so I had a really clear vision of the products I wanted to make. At the time that I was developing our first formula, Active Botanical Serum, it was the apotheosis, the height of the 25-step Korean skincare program, and which was didn't work for me. It wasn't how I wanted to spend my time. So for me, I wanted products that were clean and safe. That to me was table stakes, of course. But again, I'm somebody who would always struggle with my skin. So I needed products that like just were multi-correctional and performance driven. So it was very clear about what I had. I wanted fewer but better products, right? And I knew in order to do that, like I couldn't take shortcuts. Again, I was coming from this world of Napa Valley that's really focused on this quality and craftsmanship and old world techniques, right? I mean, it takes 3 to 4 years to make a bottle of wine. Right. So for me, the time that it takes to make a bottle of Active Botanical Serum or an active treatment essence is everything. I mean, it is how we are able to develop these formulas that have such deep communication with the skin. Industry average is 6 hours or less. And so every bottle of Active Botanical Serum takes 3 weeks, 21 days. Every bottle of active treatment essence takes 5 weeks, 35 days. Is that 5 weeks? Yes. Mm-hmm. And, the reason why it takes so long is because we begin with whole plants. So again, we're not taking shortcuts. We begin with whole plants. We're not using extracts. We're not using synthetics. We're not using freeze-dried plants. We're sourcing the world for the most nutrient-dense whole plants. We are taking them through.
And sorry to interrupt, but that's a really
Please.
important differentiation. People on average
Yes.
aren't familiar with that point of differentiation because there's a lot of products out in the market in the indie natural beauty world, and people want to know, what is the difference? Why is this product costing me this much? Can't I get something like that costs this much? So I really think it's important that you elaborate on that so people understand why the ingredients are like that.
And I think so. Thank you for stopping me on that, because I think I also think it's really important. It's literally the heart and soul of my brand is these incredible botanicals. So I'm going to give you kind of 2 food analogies. One is like, think about a meal replacement bar that's been made in a lab with all synthetic ingredients. It's in a plastic wrapper. It's going to sit on a shelf for 25 years, right? Now imagine a beautiful plate of food that's been made with the freshest, most local, in-season ingredients. Which of those is going to serve your body better? Which of those is going to make your body stronger, more resilient, healthier? That is the product that we're trying to make, right? Everybody else can make those meal replacement bars, and it's faster and it's cheaper, and I totally understand, because guess what? When I went to labs with our formulas, I got turned away from everyone. These labs told me over and over again, nobody does it like this. Just use this extract. Just use this synthetic. It's cheaper. It's faster. And I'm coming from winemaking, where it takes 3 years to make a bottle of wine. So I'm thinking, we're going to make the finest skincare in the land, and it's only going to take 3 weeks. So, it's a little bit of me being naive, and a lot of me having this like standing on the shoulders of giants from where I come from, and really having this like very firm belief and knowledge that nature is the answer, and really honoring nature will always be what's best for our body and our planet. And so, when we start with whole plants, what we are able to do through that 3-week and 5-week process is really capture all the energy, all the nutrition, all this invaluable minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, omegas, all the things. And with every drop of Active Botanical Serum and every drop of active treatment essence, we are able to deliver to the skin 60 plus nutrients, all in the right ratios, right? And again, these aren't synthetic nutrients. These aren't nutrients that are cooked up in a lab somewhere. These are coming from whole plants. And as a result, are able to communicate with your skin at a just deeper level.
Right. And that's what's so key, and why they're so effective, and why really sets them apart, because your skin just synergistically recognizes those whole ingredients. And it's like food is medicine. So it's the same to me, what you put on your skin is just as important as what you put in your body. So I hear you right on that.
It's always so interesting to me that people who are so educated and aware of the food that they're putting in their body and where it comes from, And in the same sentence, they're using these like very traditional synthetic plastic, so-called luxury products, right?
Yeah.
And if they really knew that what they're feeding their skin is like a Hostess Twinkie, like they would, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would just not compute. So that's why I always like to use like a food analogy. The other thing I always talk about is like the quality of ingredients also matter. And that's very hard to read from a label. So, you know, you think about a tomato that's going to come in a fast food restaurant sandwich, and a tomato, again, that you buy at like the farmer's market in the height of season, that's been grown by the, you know, this most conscious farmer.
Yeah.
That tomato is going to taste better. It's going to be better for us. It's going to be better for the planet. But on a label, they both say tomato. They're both spelled tomato, right? The same way. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard for a consumer. And I think that's why, you know, stores and shops like yours are so critical, because you can really take the time to really go through it and really understand the difference and bring in products that are more like, you know, like Vintner's Daughter, that's more like that beautiful, fresh, locally grown tomato in the height of season.
Yeah, and we have plenty of those locally grown ingredients in Connecticut. We have farmers markets. Westport has a great farmers market, and it's a good analogy, because when you taste a tomato from a farmer's market and then you go buy it at the grocery store, it's night and day, right?
Night and day.
Yeah, totally. So just you got Vintner's Daughter started. So let's with the active serum. So I just want to start with that first, because it's the first product I've had in the store, and then we can go to the treatment essence.
Essence, yes.
So a lot of people, I'm going to just get this off the table right away.
Let's do it.
A lot of people say it doesn't smell nice, because everybody's used to things smelling nice, and that was about the essence. So the reason why I like to start with the serum, because the serum smells so good. Like that is one of the first things people say about the serum.
It's so interesting, because scent was not something that I considered at all. To me, scent in skincare implies that that whoever made it put scent above performance, right? That it's sort of a pretty package. And that was never, for me, it was always performance what came first, right? I always wanted my products to be super multi-correctional. I wanted every ingredient in there to be active and to be there for like skin health, skin balance, skin radiance. And so the fact that active botanical serum smells the way it does is kind of a happy circumstance. Active treatment essence smells like kombucha. It's fermented, right? And so I think something that when you know how good it is for your skin, when you know that process of fermentation and what it brings to the table in terms of skin health and balance is extraordinary, I think it changes your perspective a little bit on how it smells, and you start to appreciate that, and you start to recognize that like how healthy it is for your skin versus kind of a synthetic scent that's there just to make something.
It's just a learning curve, I think, because people are so used to fragrance in their products. You know, it's just.
I mean, I feel like we have gone against every kind of what I call the beauty industrial complex, you know, rule book there is, not on purpose, but just because it never made sense to me. It always felt like it was very marketing driven or very revenue driven. And I wanted a company that was entirely skin driven. And so when you're skin driven, it's often at odds with this sort of, you know, industrial beauty complex that's really driven by revenue.
Well, I love that you're skin driven, because to me, when you're skin driven, then you're driven for results. And that is what every woman wants. They want to have results. Why pay for anything, whether it's $25 or whatever, if you don't get what you want? So,
amen.
Yeah. So when people are using the active serum, there's a lot of questions when it comes to, okay, is this anti-aging? So let's just start there, because we have that question, and then we have the question, well, I break out a lot. Is this going to break me out? And so we'll start.
Yeah. So anti-aging is not a word I like to use, because I think it's false. We're all aging every minute. And guess what? Why do I want to be against that? That's a privilege. It is a privilege to get to be on this earth. It's a privilege to get to live in your beautiful skin. So I want to celebrate it. Now, does active botanical serum address signs of aging? Absolutely. It's very brightening. It's very firming, because it's feeding your skin at such a deep level. It's activating all your skin's own natural resources of replenishment and renewal and cellular renewal. All of that is happening, right?
Mm.
And then this is the other great question. So, oh, I'm so scared to put oil on my face. I have acne prone. And that was me. That was 100% me. I mean, I had acne my whole life. I always was taught to, dry it out. So I was always in this like constant sort of up and down with, oh, too oily, too dry, too oily, too dry. And I mean, I remember the first time I ever put oil on my face, I truly thought I was jumping off a cliff, which sounds traumatic, but when you struggle with your skin, you know what I mean? Like when you've dealt with acne your whole life, like it feels traumatic. And I was in Morocco. I had been in this sort of centuries old apothecary, which is what I like to do when I travel. And I mean, it was the dirt floor, all the bottles were like handwritten. I didn't speak Arabic. They didn't speak English. And we're sort of miming back and forth. And I'm trying to show her all the, spots on my face. And she keeps handing me this oil. And then I keep showing her the spots on my face. And, she keeps handing me the oil. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this oil. She really thinks this is going to work. And to this day, I have no idea what it was. But I go back to the hotel and, I think I had a cocktail first and put it on and woke up the next morning and was like, the angels were singing. And that was really when I fell in love with oil.
Magic.
And realized just how intrinsic it is to our skin and our body and how much we need that occlusive layer to really help with holding in hydration. I think there's a lot of people who conflate hydration and moisture.
Yes,
right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. And they're very different things. Hydration is water, very simply. Moisture is oil. Creams are an emulsion of the two, which is why so often we think of them as the same thing, but they're actually very different. And I believe that when you have two distinct steps, a hydration step like we have with active treatment essence and a moisture step like we have with active botanical serum, I believe you're going to have deeper hydration and better moisture. And why that moisture is there is to form that occlusive layer to really protect the hydration in your skin. And so, having the two distinct steps, I'm not someone who wants to create steps just to sell more product. It's the opposite of what I want. I truly believe that having the distinct hydration step and the distinct moisture step is just so much better for your skin. The simple kind of example I always give is shampoo plus conditioner. Never works as good as when you have a distinct shampoo step and a distinct conditioner step.
Right. So, okay. So then as a part of someone's routine, so basically it's for all skin types is what you're saying.
All skin types. Well, it's nutrition, right? Just like my bodies are different, but we thrive off the same nutrition. Our skin is the same.
Right. So that's very unique because there's a lot of products out there that are made for specific skin concerns, right?
Well, I mean, because they're marketing driven and revenue driven. They want to fill up your shelf. They want to fill up my shelf at home. They want to continue to create products to be able to sell products. So in order to sell more products and different products, you have to create different issues, right? You have to sort of divide people into smaller and smaller pieces.
There's also the ingredients are not the same, obviously. In one product for combination skin versus another product for dry skin, there's all this separation of ingredients too. Would you agree or?
Well, no, I mean, I think that, listen, vitamin C is good for all skin types. Vitamin A is good for all skin types. Hyaluronic is good for all skin types. Like magnesium, calcium, omegas, they're good for all skin types. It's what creates balance in your body. It's what creates balance in your skin. Your skin is one of your largest organs. We all know it's also a very smart, intelligent, wise organ, and it's going to take what it needs to do everything it needs to do, even better. And imbalance comes when it doesn't have everything it needs, and it's starting to overproduce one thing or the other in reaction to not having something it needs. It's why we start with whole plants. It's why we honor those whole plants through that very temperature controlled, very gentle process, because not only are we getting all those nutrients, we're also getting them in the exact right ratios that your skin responds to and can put to work really effectively and efficiently.
Right. Um, so what would you tell someone, I mean, I know, but just for our audience, what would you say are the like standout ingredients in the serum?
Yeah, and it's the same answer for both active treatment essence and active botanical serum. And it's not one ingredient, it's really that process, that phytoradiance infusion process, where we begin with some of the most nutrient dense plants in the world. These are plants like alfalfa and astragalus and moringa and alfalfa and dandelion and nettle, ingredients that have been really revered since ancient times, throughout history, throughout cultures, for their medicinal and nutritional benefits. And so the fact that we begin there, the fact that we spend that time really honoring all of that through, like I said, that very gentle temperature controlled process, like that is the heart and soul of any Vintner's Daughter product. It is what is communicating with your skin at such a deep, deep level. Now, with that said, both products, active botanical serum and active treatment essence, the results, the performance is amplified through a very strategic group of plant actives that we add. So things like hyaluronic acid and botanical oils and essential oils and lactic acid and microalgae. We definitely take advantage of modern technology in the natural world, but like the driving force, the heart and soul of any Vintner's Daughter product is that phytoradiance infusion.
And explain a little bit about the hyaluronic acid, because it's such a buzzword and people really
Yeah.
kind of hear that more and they want to know, why is it so important?
Yeah.
What is it doing?
Yeah. So, when I think about skincare, I think about, you need a cleanser, you need a hydration step, and you need a moisture step. And for me, I want all of those steps to be as multi-correctional as they possibly can. Hyaluronic is a great part of any hydration step. So hyaluronic acid is a molecule that holds up to like 10 or 20 times its weight in water. It's extraordinary for hydration. In active treatment essence, we have two different sizes of it, so that it's able to penetrate different layers of the skin for even extra plumping and extra hydration. So it is definitely become one of those like tried and true plant actives that really help and drive hydration in the skin.
Okay. That's good to know, because a lot of times, as you know, those kind of products are sold separately and applied separately in other brands. So it's nice to know that they're getting it all in one. So then what led you to the essence after you had
Essence,
this
right.
beautiful
Well,
baby?
nature led me to the essence. Skin health and well-being led me to the essence. We knew we were having an incredible transformative effect on the skin with active botanical serum. We also knew that we could only tell half the story through active botanical serum, because
Did you know that from the beginning?
No, no. What I knew was that in nature, nutrients are either oil soluble or water soluble. So I knew that in active botanical serum, we were delivering all this incredible oil soluble nutrition, right? I knew that we were delivering a beautiful vitamin A, vitamin E, magnesium, calcium, all the omegas, incredible nutrition that really drove skin health and wellness. What I also knew is that there was this world of water soluble nutrients that the skin also needed, things like B vitamins, amino acids, vitamin C, this entire world of skin beautifying water soluble nutrition. So that was when the idea of active treatment essence came. And again, because nature is so wise, it's super interesting that the same vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, same nutrients that drive that are in the oil, that are oil soluble, are moisturizing, and the same nutrients that are oil soluble are hydrating. So it was really a matter of just like understanding nature and really honoring nature and making a product that could really follow nature's lead. And so active treatment essence is the yin to the yang. It is the hydrating yin to the moisture yang of active botanical serum. It is the water soluble to the oil soluble. They are extraordinarily complementary. They couldn't be more different, but they are extraordinarily complementary. Where one leaves off, the other picks up, and together they give your skin, in like two simple yet insanely effective steps, you have all your hydration, all your moisture, all your nutrition. And then, like I said, this very targeted group of plant actives that amplify the performance even more.
I mean, the effect right away, when you just even do it on someone's hands, you can feel just this smoothness right away. I think that's
Yeah. And it's
kind
sort
of,
of like a moonlit. I always look at it and I'm always like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get, it's like this like beautiful moonlit glow. Like
yeah.
I always liken it to, do you remember that movie Twilight? And whenever they would show the main character, he was always like just like moonlit
Glowing, right?
glow. Like
Yeah.
that's what it does for the skin.
Yeah, yeah. So, can we talk a little bit some of the ingredients that are in the treatment essence? Some of the main ingredients.
Active treatment essence.
Yes.
Yeah, so it starts with that phytoradiance infusion. So we have 13 different whole plants that we begin with. Plants like alfalfa, dandelion, astragalus, moringa, ginkgo, green tea, alfalfa, 13 incredible ingredients. And we take them through that 21-day process where we capture all of that beautiful nutrition. And then with essence, we even go a step further. So the formulation time period is actually 5 weeks because we add a fermentation step. And again, you know, coming from where I'm coming from, I'm not taking shortcuts. I'm not simply just adding apple cider vinegar. We
Right.
start with an apple cider vinegar starter and we do our own fermentation. And why that's important, fermentation is incredible for your skin. Number one, it brings really strengthening and fortifying probiotics to the skin. Number two, it allows all those nutrients, all those beautiful water-soluble nutrients that came out through that infusion process, it allows them to be more bioavailable to your skin. So it's almost like a delivery system, like a really like high-tech, but you know, ancient tech delivery system.
Yeah. No, I think it's really incredible, and it's hard. I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, right? But it's another thing to like really experience it once you start using it. I always find that I can talk about it, but when I give the sample out and I just say, you know, just try it, just see how you like it. People really do see that effect and see the benefits fairly quickly. It doesn't really take that long.
Well, you see the benefits really fast, but then it's also cumulative, right?
Yes.
Just like
Yes.
our bodies, when you feed your body well day after day, your body becomes stronger, healthier, all those things, right? The same is for your skin. And so I think, you know, as you continue to use these two products, your skin becomes healthier and more resilient and stronger, and you know, all of the things that you want out of your skin. It, you know, the testimonials that we get from these products are extraordinary and really like just bring so much joy. And the ones that I love, some of the, you know, that I love the most are the ones from people who say, you know, thank you, Vintner's daughter. This is the first time I've walked out of my house with no makeup on.
Oh, that's nice.
And to get to, you know, to get to play a part in that confidence, right?
Yeah.
You know, again, skin is this super intimate thing that we wear on the outside. And for someone to feel like she has to cover it up, or I should say it, for us to get to be a part of her kind of, you know, walking in her own skin and feeling confident in that is like the best thing ever. It's so
Great feeling.
it's so gratifying.
Yeah. Yeah. So the one thing about the essence, sometimes, and I only noticed it very, very slightly on me, you can get a little bit of I don't even want to call it a breakout. It's more like little bumps. And is that the exfoliation that's going on? Can you talk about that?
You know, that is not kind of the normal thing that happens, but my guess is that would be the cellular renewal. Because sometimes like when you start with a like retinol or something, right, and it's really pushing cellular renewal, you'll kind of have a breakout. So maybe that was it. The exfoliation is so gentle. It's why you can use it AM and PM. But it just depends. It really depends on where you're starting out. If you hadn't been using any kind of exfoliant regularly or any kind of agent for cellular renewal, then that could happen. But it goes away really fast.
Yeah, I notice a lot of women skip that exfoliation step in their skincare routine. I find that's the one thing that a lot of women don't do. And I think it's one of the most important steps, especially as we all get
Agreed.
older, you need to get rid of all that dead skin, that accumulates overnight and throughout life, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's so then the question is it fine to use the essence morning and night? It wouldn't be too much, or
Absolutely. No,
it's
no, no, no. So the exfoliators are gentle. And so both products are working on exfoliation, are working on cellular renewal, but from different angles. And this is kind of another way in how they work so well together. So active treatment essence is working on cellular renewal, exfoliation from the top in, right? So it's topical. It's using lactic acid to gently kind of eat away at the skin, which sounds not gentle at all, but it's a good thing.
but I know what you mean.
And then active botanical serum, because I mean, eat away at your skin doesn't sound great. I need to work on that, but you know what I'd say. And an active botanical serum has incredible, like just gorgeous vitamin A. And how vitamin A works in cellular renewal is literally from the inside out. So vitamin A works to push new cells up. And when new cells get pushed up, dead cells get sloughed off. And
Right.
so they're both kind of working in synergy with each other to create that cellular renewal and keep it going, which is huge for skin as it's maturing, incredible for fine lines and wrinkles, incredible for acne prone skin, incredible for any kind of discoloration. Anytime you're increasing that cellular renewal component to the skin, you're just getting myriad benefits.
I mean, that's what makes it so people's skin glow, like really look bright and not dull. I think that's one of the.
Well, it's the vitamin C, it's the plant stem cells, it's all the, it's the 60 plus nutrients. It's like, I don't know to simplify it too much, but it's like, green juice for your skin, right? It's just this extraordinary powerhouse of kind of like health and wellness and radiance.
That's a good way to put it. Now, what if someone is a retinol user? Should they continue to use retinol?
Yeah, you can still 100%. So, and actually what it will do, because again, the main reason you're using retinol is to spur that cellular renewal, right? That's what the retinol is doing. And so our vitamin A from active botanical serum is what your skin needs to be able to produce its own natural version of retinol. So it will complement the retinol. And what it will also do, because it's such a well-rounded formula, active botanical serum, it will help mitigate some of the side effects that come along with retinol use, which is like thin skin, redness, flakiness. It'll help mitigate that.
That's really good, because so many women use retinol and they're always wondering if it's going to be too much with this or not, because the ingredients are so active.
They could go to retinol every other night. If they're using active botanical serum, they could go to retinol every other night. Retinol is one of those things that you have to be consistent about. So it's not like you can just use it once a week. You need to kind of be pretty consistent about it, but every other day would be great.
Right. Now, do you feel, and I guess this is probably a very subjective question, but do you feel that someone needs to use another moisturizer over the serum, or can they use one?
I do not. It is my only moisture step, active botanical serum, but some people, it is literally not their nighttime routine without a cream, right? And by all means, add a cream at the very end, right? Some people are in some really dry environment and they just need even extra. So for me, if I'm in a dry environment, I'm adding even more of both products, essence and serum. But absolutely, if you want a cream at the very end, add a cream at the very end. But what I would make sure you do is essence, serum, cream.
And then when do you use the retinol? In what order?
If you're so essence, serum, retinol.
So retinol last. Okay. So anything else on the horizon coming up?
No, we, again, skin driven company. And I'm very lucky that I don't have investors. So I don't have anybody kind of breathing down my throat saying that I need to introduce more,
Right.
Faster, more. We are very much into the slowness of beauty and really creating products that will be timeless and that will stand the test of time. Products that will address skincare at such a foundational level that they are relevant? No, that's not the word. Relevant. Oh my God.
Relevant.
They're relevant for like you, for your kids, for your mother, for generations, right? And so that's a really high standard to live up to. And products take a long time. I mean, the formulation of essence took 4 years. The formulation of serum took 2.5 years. So that doesn't mean that we're never going to have another product. We will. I mean, I hope we will. But nothing is in the works right this minute. But whenever we ask the question, we put the question out to our community a couple times. And so I would love to know what you think we should do next. But these are the things that we get: cleanser, body, eye, SPF, cream. Those are the big ones we get.
Well, you're asking me personally. I think
Yes.
I would definitely want something for the body, because if you can do what you've created for the face, I think next
That's how I feel.
is on the body, because just a
How
lot
I
of
feel.
women forget the décolleté area. They don't pay attention to that, or the skin on their arms, and I just think it's so important, especially when warmer weather comes out.
Yes. I mean, it's getting more important to me by the day.
Me too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I need like activity from head to toe. So
A bath of
that
it.
is one of the things. Yeah, right? That's one of the things that I'm thinking about a lot.
Okay. So let me think. I have I guess more of a personal question. As an entrepreneur, what do you feel were one of the biggest learning lessons as an entrepreneur for yourself?
Oh, I've had so many learning lessons.
Anything
I
stand
mean,
out?
the biggest one is like the one that we all know. And it's the same lesson that you need to know for your personal life as your professional life. It's like, trust your gut. Like, if your gut is telling you this is not right, like, trust it. But unfortunately, we always have to learn that the hard way. But professionally, I think team is so critical. I think you can have the most incredible strategy in the world, but if you don't have the team to be able to execute it, it really doesn't matter. So for me, it's team. It's just really recognizing how critical team is and how critical the development of that team is.
Have there been any surprises that you didn't expect along the way in terms of, I'm sure there have, like, good things that you didn't think this would happen by creating the skincare business?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I hope this is also happening for you. I mean, in my previous work experience, I didn't have this community of other women who were doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
There were women here and there, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't run by women. I mean, we're in this beauty world and it's run by women, and it is awesome, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is just so cool.
Yeah.
And so to get to be in a community where I'm just surrounded by and the customers too, right? From customers to owners to everybody in between, like, just this incredible community of like passionate, smart, educated, incredible women. That is something that I didn't anticipate coming into it, and has been an extraordinary, that's been one of my very, very favorite things about building this business.
Yeah, I'll second that. I've met the most amazing women through my business, and wasn't what I thought it was going to happen to me. And I'm so thankful and happy that it did.
I know.
So
I know we're in a really special time, I think, right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I guess to wrap it up, my last question, which I like to ask people when I was doing the Conversations blog, more in a print form, I would always ask the question, what is your definition of beauty?
This is something that I've kind of given a lot of thought to, as you might imagine. And, simply put, and this is something we say a lot at Vintner's Daughter, I actually have a neon sign in our office that has this written on it. But, ultimately beauty is a light in the heart. It's not anything to do with skin color or skin at all, or hair or anything, right? Beauty is about the energy and the spirit that someone brings to the table. And I think oftentimes that spirit is one of confidence. It's one of gratitude. It's one of kindness. It's one of compassion. It's really, it's made up of so many different virtues. And it's one of those things that it's kind of hard to put your finger on, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, April, for joining me on my Conversations blog. It's been really a pleasure to meet with you. And
Are you kidding? Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. It's nice to know that you're out there in Connecticut.
yeah.
I love that you're part of the extended Vintner's Daughter family.
Oh, thanks for having me. So I hope everyone enjoys our conversation, and I'll post it and they'll hear all about what we've talked about. And if they have any questions that I can't answer, I will send them forward to you. But
oh, absolutely. And I'm always on our DM, on our Instagram DM. So if anybody has any questions, you can DM us.
Great, great. Well, thank you and be well. And maybe when you're in Connecticut, stop by and see us.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to.
Great. All right. Have a nice evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.